Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. I'm just doing a casual video tonight. I had some downtime and I thought it'd be fun to do an updated top 10 wanted list for the dragon figures that I am currently on the hunt for. It's been several years since my last wanted video, and at this point I have actually gotten all those figures on that list, which I'm very thankful for. So I thought it was time to do an updated list for you guys just to show you what I'm looking for right now. The past few months, as you've noticed, I haven't been able to really find any dragon figures, and that's because most of the ones I'm looking for are really rare, hard to find. The other day I did find one, so I'll be reviewing him probably within the next week or two. But other than that, it's been very dry, unfortunately. But in the meantime, I thought it'd be fun to just show you guys what I'm looking for, and I think this will be a revelation for many of you guys because the figures on this list, most of them are cyber hobbies, are really obscure, and Dragon did not do a good job categorizing the figures on their website, so most of these aren't on their website. But in a way, I mean, it's kind of cool because that makes the hunt more exhilarating when you see a new figure. At least for me, I think it's really exciting, like finding a new figure that you've never seen before. And that's definitely the case with these cyber hobbies. They're, unless you know the specific name, it's really hard to find these unless you just get lucky and you see one on eBay randomly. And that's honestly what's happened to me most of the time. I've seen these random figures pop up on eBay that I've never seen before. And yeah. So anyway, let's jump right in. I've got the Dragon website pulled up here, even though most of these aren't on the Dragon website. But starting out at number 10, and I'm surprised he's not on the website because this one really should be. At number 10, I've got Cyber Hobby Saving Private Ryan. This is Captain Mill, which is obviously based off of Tom Hanks' character. And I've really been after this one for the past year, I'd say. Out of all the Saving Private Ryan figures, this one is definitely the hardest one to get a hold of. So here are some pictures of him. Great looking head sculpt. Nice Tommy gun. The detail on these Saving Private Ryan figures that Cyber put out are really good. So yeah, that's number 10. Alright, coming in at number 9. This one is also not on the website, no surprise. We've got Cyber Hobby exclusive Lieutenant Colonel David, based off of a real person. Now sadly, he was listed last week on eBay, and I lost the bid, which was very upsetting because he's a really rare one. But I know he'll show up again at some point. It'll just take a little while. But this is a really cool one. Here's another picture of him. Somebody got a nice close-up shot of his head sculpt, which looks really good. But yeah, I would really love to get him. He'd look great next to Bill Kennedy, and at some point I would love to get a Desert Jeep and also Eddie Mack so that the three of them can go inside. That would look really awesome. So yeah, that is number 9. At number 8, I've got another Cyber Hobby exclusive, a really rare one. His name is Paul Fisher, and he's a Wehrmacht Herr sniper from Ukraine, 1941. You know a figure is really rare when you search him up on Google Images and you only get like 3 pictures that pop up. This is one of those figures. He's super rare. I've only seen him once on eBay, and that was how I discovered him. And that was about 2 years ago now, I think. But anyway, he looks really interesting. And I would definitely love to add him to my collection. So that's number 8. Alright guys, at number 7 I've got a really interesting figure. His name is Carl Trager, and no surprise, he's another cyber hobby figure. This is another one I recently discovered maybe a year ago, and I've seen him a couple of times on eBay actually, but I always miss out on getting him. But this looks like an incredible set. The head sculpt looks a little bizarre, I'm not gonna lie, but I love everything. You know I love Fallschirmjäger figures, and he comes with a lot of stuff. And this art, I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. This right here looks awesome, and I would love to add that to my collection. So that's number 7. Next up at number 6 is cyber hobby figure Dieter Messner. He's a DAK pioneer, very similar to Rolf Seeger, but different enough that I really would like to get him. And this one is actually on the official cyberhobby.com website. And I remember a few years ago they actually started selling him again, and I was stupid enough not to get him at the time. I think that was maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, and I should have just gone for it, but I didn't. At the time I wasn't that interested, and that's the way it always seems to work out. Now I really want him, and now I can't find him anywhere. But this is a really good looking figure, and look, the Pioneer figures always come with a billion things. He's got so much packed into here. So, a great figure here for number 6. Okay, coming in at number 5 is a Cyber Hobby Russian. These Cyber Hobby Russians are beautifully made. I'm a huge fan of these. And this one, I really want to get a hold of. His name is Private Maxim Pavlovich Karpov, and he is a Red Army heavy machine gunner. And take a look at that unique weapon he comes with. This is such a unique figure. Pictures are a little blurry here, but this one is very, very hard to get a hold of. Now, interestingly enough, last week, or actually a few days ago, he did show up on eBay, but what was weird is that on the front of the box, the picture was missing. So me, being the perfectionist that I am, decided not to go for it, because if I'm going to get this figure, I really want to have that picture. The boxes mean a lot to me, so I really need that picture on there. Might seem silly to some of you guys, but that's just the way I am as a collector. But at some point, he'll show up again. I've seen him quite a few times actually, so I'm confident he'll show up again. Next up at number 4 is a pretty popular figure among collectors. His name is Anton Zon. He's from Ardennes, 1944, and he's a Panzer Grenadier Junior NCO. And I've heard really good things about this figure. He looks awesome, but he continues to evade me, unfortunately. I've been searching for him many years. I think the last time I saw him was coming up on like 2 years ago, and other than that, I have not seen anything. Here's equipment that he comes with. Looks like a really solid figure. And I've got one of his counterparts, Gottfried Fischer. That's an amazing figure. And then there's another one, Wilhelm Berner, I think his name is. If you get all 3 of those guys, there's a Schwimmwagen that was exclusive at a convention, and they're all supposed to go in that. So I think that's another reason why he's really highly sought after by collectors, because if you get all 3, you can set up an awesome diorama. So anyway, that is number 4. Alright guys, we're getting into the top 3 figures on my list, and coming in at number 3 is a super rare figure. His name is Ziegfried Ewert, a Cyber Hobby exclusive, of course. Yeah, this figure looks awesome. He's from Libya, 1942, and I only recently discovered him maybe a year or two ago. And this was one of those moments where I freaked out when I saw him, because I had just never seen this figure before in my time collecting. And he's really hard to find, like I said, and he looks awesome. Comes with a good amount of stuff. One of my buddies got this figure maybe several months ago, maybe a year ago, I can't remember. And he showed me some pictures, and he looks really cool. Definitely jealous, but hopefully I'll be able to get him at some point. So that's number 3. Okay, coming in at number 2 is another cyber Russian figure. His name is Viktor Mayaskovski. Wow, I botched that, sorry. But here he is, another super obscure figure. I love how this box looks. The picture looks beautiful. And here's a great close-up of what you get with this figure. I've seen pictures of him from somebody on Instagram that I know. And that's actually how I discovered this one. He looks really good, especially the head sculpt, very realistic. And actually, I think you might have to buy this gun separately. I could be wrong, but I remember seeing somewhere that this was sold separately, which would really suck. But I think, unfortunately, that might be the case. But yeah, I need to double check that. But anyway, this is number 2 on the list. A really rare and awesome figure. Alright guys, well, we've made it to the end of my wanted list. And at number 1 is my current most wanted dragon figure. His name is Franz Mel. What an amazing looking figure. He is a motorcycle recon FJ with Zundap KS-750 from Normandy, the summer of 1944. And here he is in all of his glory. This figure I really am desperate to get a hold of. I have the other 3 motorcycles that Dragon made, and this is the last one that I need to finish that collection. So as you can imagine, I'm really desperate to get a hold of him, but I haven't seen him in quite a while, unfortunately. But he looks beautiful. I mean, you can't get much better than a Fallschirmjäger figure on a motorcycle. I just think that's awesome. There's a look at the box, big box with a very tiny picture, and then there's a look at the figure in the packaging, and then obviously that's where the motorcycle is. So yeah, that concludes my top 10 wanted list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was fun to make. And yeah, wish me luck. Hopefully I get some of these figures pretty soon. I'm getting pretty antsy, I'm not going to lie. Very eager to get these figures and add them to my collection. Alright guys, well, thanks so much for sticking with me and watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.